So if you ever choose to live outside of your country, you will be known as an expatriate, or expat for short. And so let's go talk to an expat and kind of get a little bit of an idea of what it's like for him living outside of his home country in the USA.
Click, 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 click and a picket. Click, 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 click and a picket. Click, 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 click and a picket. Click, click, click.
Hey guys, Vern Dahnke, Click and Picket. Today we are here with my old neighbor, Robert Smith, and we're at the Philippines. I was just thinking that. All right, welcome back guys, Vern Dahnke, Click and Picket. Today we are here with my old neighbor, Robert Sims. I got his name right this time. I was calling him Smith last time, so. All right, so I needed to make a video today, and I thought, what am I going to make a video about? And I thought it would be interesting for people to hear from another expat why he chose to live in the Philippines, why he decided to build his house and make his new life here. So Robert, why did you choose to come to the Philippines?
Well, I met my wife here about 16 years ago.
Okay.
Brought her to the U.S. We married there, been married for 15 years. But then, after she had been there for 10 years, I was getting closer to retirement age.
Okay.
And I'd had some health issues, and finally she said, you know, why don't you take early retirement and we'll move back to the Philippines, because her family is from here.
Right, right.
The property out this way had belonged to a grandfather, so it was just a natural place. My son has cousins here, aunts and uncles, grandparents, and he didn't have much in the way of family in the U.S., so
Okay.
it was just a natural fit for us.
So do you have any regrets being here, and how long have you been here now?
So, came here in July of 2014, so it's a little over 5 years.
Okay.
Not really. I think as far as regrets go, I actually prefer it to the U.S. There's too much going on there that's I don't really care for.
Right, right.
I'm not going to get into the politics of the whole thing, but it just seems like it's kind of nasty over in the U.S. right now. And here, you know, as long as you buy locally, things are relatively cheap here. If you go to buy a lot of foreign goods, you know, you're going to spend a lot of money. But if you buy the local produce and the local meat, you know, as far as everything goes, then you know you can live fairly cheap here.
Right, right.
As far as building the house goes, we're not quite finished with this one. I got the outside pretty much done. There's still some work to do on the inside. But when it comes to building a house, the labor here is unbelievably cheap.
Right, right, right.
So you know, you buy the material, and as long as you got somebody to supervise, you know, the cost of building is not really that much.
Okay.
You'll spend more on a small compact car in the U.S. than you will here.
Really?
On
a
fairly
house?
decent house.
Wow. So you're getting the real Filipino experience. This isn't the whitewashed tourist experience here, coming down and where people wash their clothes where we're headed.
Yeah.
So this is the clothes washing zone.
Yeah. For some, most of our neighbors that wash their clothes at their house, and of course we wash ours at the house, but there's a lot of people come right down through here and wash their clothes here and bathe here.
So what time is this the busiest?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't set a watch to it, but you know, it could be any time.
Okay, so let's take a look. So they got a little platform they can stand on, which is good. Does it ever get raging in here once the water gets raining? Once it's raining hard, is it?
I've never really known it to get much higher than this here.
Okay, well that makes it kind of nice then, so it's not too inaccessible.
You know, tiny little fishies in here.
There's fish?
Well, little tiny little brim-like,
Oh,
you know, fingerlings, I guess you'd call them.
Okay.
You can see them, but they're pretty small.
huh. So did you see anything like this in Georgia when you were growing up?
When I was a kid,
Okay.
there was a lot like this.
Oh, there was.
We didn't have the banana trees and the coconut trees.
Right.
But, you know, we had little creeks like this, and I mean, that was in Atlanta,
Huh, wow.
which,
So, I have not seen anybody ever wash clothes for 50 years. So, is that a fair assessment for you living in Georgia? Because I grew up in Minnesota and I'd never seen that. So, when was the last, how many years has it been since you've seen people washing in a river?
I'd never seen it in my entire life till I came here.
So, you still hadn't, okay. Wow. Wow. So, that says something.
And I know that I'd gone to an aunt and uncle's house, and they had like an old washing machine that my grandmother had, which was the kind you had to like crank the clothes through, and they.
Right.
But
right.
I've never seen anybody actually use it.
Okay, okay.
But, and you can't get any more out in the middle of nowhere than this unless you go up into the boondock.
Right.
And look, you still get plastic
Right.
crap
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's too bad.
I'll enjoy my mocha java here.
European water. All right, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Make sure we got audio. So, are you satisfied with rural life versus living in the city? Because you lived in Sabulin where I lived. What is that like compared to being out here? Has it been much different, or?
Well, there are more roosters
Right.
and there are more dogs. Right now there's kind of a problem with the neighbors' dogs fighting at night,
Oh boy.
and it gets pretty loud. And then the roosters start about 4:30 in the morning.
Mine started about 3, so I know what that's about.
So, you know, and then the people across here, they raise the roosters to fight.
Oh, they do.
So they have a few extra roosters than what I guess the normal
Okay.
person would.
Okay, so when I moved into my place, I only had like a rooster farm in front of me, but the following year, the neighbor decided to also have roosters. So I have roosters by my bedroom window and roosters in my front window. So I'm making these videos in my apartment, and I have to like really be careful to not hear too many roosters.
Oh, you can, you get up here and, well, naturally you hear the ones that are right out front, but then you can hear them way off in the distance this way.
Oh boy.
And way off in the distance this way.
Oh boy.
And it's like they're signaling each other. This one here will make a loud, and then seconds later you'll hear one out this way make the same noise, and then one over there make one, and then finally this one will start back again, and it'll just move around.
Oh, so you speak rooster now, huh?
Yeah, I speak rooster. A fluent rooster.
Fluent in Filipino rooster, that's good. So it's quite a contrast. I mean, you have a brick house and your neighbors have very simple houses. And I notice a lot of that in different areas of the Philippines. You'll have a decent house, and then you'll have people that are really poor, and then you'll have a really, really nice house. And how does that work? Are people still connected despite the different levels of what they have for money? Is it still a community where everybody still feels like they're a part of something, or do people kind of hang out in their own groups like back home?
Well, the people in our little neighborhood, talk to each other more than neighbors would in the U.S. I
Okay.
think. In the U.S., I would talk to my immediate neighbor,
Right.
but I didn't know the people 2 houses up or 1 house in the opposite direction.
So you come out here and you look?
And you would pretty much say, geez, I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
Ah.
I mean, you are. But really, like, you know, our house is not too very far from here, but we've got fiber optic cable, and
Right.
fiber optic internet,
Right.
and then you try to put those two together, and there's kind of a mental disconnect.
Mm.
And this is not the most isolated area that I've been in. I mean, there are places where, you know, you look at this and this wasn't a coconut.
Right. Lucky it wasn't a head
I
either.
mean, and you think, gosh, I mean, can you imagine, you know, being more primitive than this? But, you know, there are places even more off the beaten path than this.
Right. Right.
Go up to the mountains, to the boondock.
Ah. So I visited a tribe in Palawan, and I had to cross the stream 9 times to get there. So I know what that's like.
We
I have.
There's a place in Baez where a friend of ours is from, and I think to get to their place from Baez, you have to cross, they say 9 rivers. It's actually only 1, but it goes around so much that you have to, you know, take these little footbridges
Right.
all
Right.
the way across.
That's the same way that river was that I
But
went
this,
across.
You know, I mean, there's just no comparison to this place to anywhere in the U.S. or Europe or any so-called first world countries.
So what do you miss back home? What do you miss? Do you miss?
The only thing I miss, and this is going to sound stupid, is frozen pie crust.
Frozen pie crust, huh?
Frozen pie crust.
Wow.
Because,
Ah.
I mean, I love to cook, and generally any type of food that I could get in the U.S., I can cook myself.
Okay.
If I want a burger, I don't have to go to Jollibee or wherever.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I can do that. And I love making pies, but in Georgia, you could go down to Piggly Wiggly and you can buy frozen pie crust, and then you make all the stuff that goes in it, and you put it in the oven. You don't have to make the crust.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
And
So you miss
making-
the frozen pie crust.
because making a crust is an art form.
Oh, it is.
It's pretty difficult. And I've tried to make a few here, and they just don't work out.
Okay.
But if that's the one thing I wish they had here that they don't have, is frozen pie crust.
Okay. Fair enough. So, how would you recommend a foreigner seeking out a good Filipina? Do you have any ideas or thoughts of if you were to do it over again, or if somebody was wanting to meet a Filipina and maybe consider marriage? How would you go about?
Well, I've actually introduced a couple of my American friends to relatives of my wife.
Okay.
But as far as, you know, someone, if you don't know anybody, stick to the provinces.
Okay.
Don't go to a bigger city and hang out in the bars. You know, you're going to meet
The trouble. The
you're gonna meet
troublemakers.
trouble. You frequent the bars. You know, you'll have
Right.
you'll have hell to pay. Let me put it that
Yeah.
way.
I think you're right.
But you can come here and go to the market, meet young ladies there, go to church.
There you
even
go.
There.
So you recommend coming here and meeting somebody versus being online then?
Well,
More so?
there used to be a lot of, in my day, used to be like dating sites where you could meet up and chat online, and then you would go over to Yahoo Messenger. You know that how long ago
Right.
that's been.
Right.
So you need to talk, and then you might be able to meet up. Now there's like Facebook. That's about it. But you have to kind of know somebody that knows somebody to meet on Facebook. I wouldn't recommend just wandering around in Facebook and say, oh, there's a Filipino. Let me friend her. If you don't know somebody that
Right.
knows her,
Right,
or
right.
whatever.
And I'll add to that. You can add them as a friend, but chances are they're not going to be as receptive to just cold calling like that because they don't know you.
Yeah.
And here it's more of a community. If you know some of the community, they will kind of open up and let you in that a little bit, or give you a chance for the most part. But I agree with that.
Well, even, let's say how long it was, 2003, I had coincidentally met a guy that worked for the same company as I did in another, but he worked in another city. We met, and he was chatting with a woman that lived near here.
Okay.
And so he was coming to visit her, and I said, call up, have your girlfriend text her when y'all get there, and y'all maybe meet her and go out and have lunch with her or something like that. And I think that had a lot to do with my wife now viewing me as a real person, because here's somebody, they know him, or he knows him,
Right.
and knows he's a real person and all that. And I think she opened up a lot after meeting the friends of mine.
Gave you some credibility. Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Okay, cool. So, building a house, was that a good experience or a bad experience or just a big learning experience? How was that for you?
Well, the last house we had in the U.S., we had to hire some people to, do some finishing on it. It was in pretty, I'm not going to say primitive, but it needed a lot of work when we bought it, and we had to do a lot of things to it. Here we've started off on the ground floor,
Okay.
and we do things a little bit different here. You don't necessarily go and build the house all at one time. If you got a little money, you'll do the foundation, and you may come back a couple of months later and saved up enough money where you can do the walls. And, I mean, we were doing things here. The biggest expense was putting on a roof, because you couldn't do the roof in stages. You have to do the roof all at one time.
Right, right.
So we had to, work out the financing for that. But then once we got the roof in, that was, the major hurdle. Didn't take long to get the electricity run, the plumbing done, so we could move in. We still got, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done here. But it's, you just get to a point where you do so much, and then you wait till next month or month after that, do a little more.
Right. So, when you build a house here, I've heard rumors that the second you're done, the tax guy comes by to assess it so they can get their cut. Is that what you experienced too, or no?
No.
Okay.
We had to get a permit, and had to take the plans and first one thing and the other and pay for the permit. I don't think it was very expensive, but we had to do that at the city hall. But as far as any kind of tax goes, I think I let my wife handle all of that. I don't think we've had any sort of big major tax bill like in the U.S.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's.
But we're just taking it one little bit at a time.
Right. So it's a relaxed experience, and you're just kind of growing it gradually. And there's nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
know
that.
how relaxed it is.
It looks relaxed. I come out here and I see you kicking back, and
Well, yeah,
it
that
seems
part
relaxed.
of it is, but sometimes it gets a little stressful when you think, oh, yeah, we're gonna get those tiles in this month.
There you
or,
go. Right. There's pressure to get it done.
Yeah.
Right. So, when people come here to the Philippines, every once in a while you'll see some foreigners that are down and out on their luck because they're not prepared, and they think the little bit of money they have will last them a whole lifetime. And what would you like to say to those people that are coming here? How should they prepare
You
to come here to live off?
see, I'm a legal resident. I've got like the equivalent of a green card, but I'm not allowed to work here.
Okay, right.
And probably 90% of the foreigners that come here are not going to be eligible to work.
Right, right.
So if you don't have, whether it's Social Security retirement, military benefits, retirement, some kind of monthly income that's guaranteed, it's going to be hard to live here.
Right.
I would probably go crazy trying to go make $1 here, make $1 here, make $1 here. If I didn't have that check coming in every month,
Right.
it'd be a hard road to hoe. So I know, I mean, there are people who have come here on just their savings and they've managed to do it. I couldn't do it.
Right.
And I think probably about 90% of the foreigners that I know, at least the ones that I associate with on a regular basis, have got some kind of retirement when they come here.
Okay. Good plan. So Robert, you have a vlog that you post, and if I'll share the link to your vlog. And what do you post on there? What things do you like to cover?
Basically, whatever I feel like talking about on the day. I mean, I may put something here about when we were building a house and they brought the truck down here and the truck got stuck.
All right.
And I videoed that. And, sometimes things like that, or when I had the pigs, I, give it a little update on that, or inside the house, or this. And sometimes I just put what books I'm reading,
Okay.
or the movies that I've just watched, or how my Kindle's tore up. Just basically whatever I feel like.
Just a journey into your daily life then.
Yeah, and
Okay.
sometimes it has to do with Sabulin, and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay. Well, good. So if you're curious about Robert and his life and you want to check out his vlog, please do. I'll leave a link. And if you want to experience life through someone that's living here, check it out and you'll be able to get some ideas. So thank you, Robert.
Okay,
Thank you
Vern.
for coming. It was good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
And we'll see you again soon. Thanks
All
for
right.
being
All right.
a guest on my deal. All
Okay.
right. Thanks.
Give me a hamburger.
I owe you a pie crust.
Click, 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 click and a picket. Click, 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 click and a picket. Click, 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 click and a picket. Click, click, click.